Yo, what's up, everyone? It's Reverie. I'm here chilling with UndergroundHipHopBlog. We're just enjoying another beautiful, perfect day in the best city in the world, Los Angeles. My definition of underground hip hop is basically anyone who is not signed to a major label or who doesn't have some kind of major deal. So if you're an independent artist, that means that either you're signed to an indie label or it could mean that you're doing everything yourself. You're funding everything you do, you're finding sponsors, you're finding people to collaborate with, but you're not signed to this big corporation who's gonna front you a bunch of money that you have to pay back. And that's cool for a lot of people. It'll take you to places that you can't get without a major label. There's like Chance the Rapper. He did all this crazy shit independently. Macklemore, everyone else has been signed, but I mean the whole like underground mainstream thing. It's kind of like almost not becoming existent anymore because underground hip hop used to just really be underground and only certain people knew about that scene. And now with social media and the internet, I mean the two worlds are colliding. Like I don't even watch TV. I know a lot of people my age don't watch TV and everything is on the internet now. So if you're famous on YouTube, it's kind of like the same thing as being famous on MTV now, but I guess the main difference still, besides the major label thing, is being on the radio. To me, an artist that is on the radio is no longer underground. To me, underground, when I say underground, I mean like the literal definition of underground. Like they're not on the radio, they're independent, they're unsigned. And I like both. I'm trying to get to the radio. I'm not necessarily trying to sell my soul, but if I landed a dope ass deal that I was actually down for, then I might do it. Just if I could still do what I'm doing right now and being me and making the kind of music I want to make, like I mean, why not make that jump? Like my career has just been one jump after another, starting from the bottom, and every level that I get to is just so different than the last and so different than the first. And now that I've gotten so far and progressed so far in my career, I've reached now levels that I never thought I could ever get to in so many ways. So now that I've been like I crossed way over that fucking border that I thought I was gonna fucking peak at, and so I just want to go all the way to the top. I want to be fucking winning fucking Grammys and shit and get into fucking acting and just fucking doing all that shit. I want to do all the extra. So I actually just realized in December that I have been making music now for 10 years because I found this old folder full of lyrics at my mom's house, and it was dated. I found the first rap that I ever recorded and I wrote on it, and it was like in August 2007 when I was 17. So I was like, wow, like I've reached the 10-year mark. Like that's crazy. I didn't realize it had been that long. Time goes so fast, but it's been a fucking grind. Like a lot of people are just discovering me and they're like, oh, Reverie, yeah, she's really cool. She's new. She's a really new fucking booming artist. I'm like, nah, I've been making fucking I dropped my first album in like 2009. Now we're fucking 9 years later, and now it's fucking paying the bills. And now I'm in a nice ass car, and now I'm traveling around the world. And it didn't come overnight. And when I hear people say things like, well, how do you do it faster? I'm like, man, you know what? If I knew, I would do it. You know what I mean? Like I'm doing what I do, and people study what I do, and they try to copy me, and sometimes it works, and sometimes they just can't do it. And it's been a fucking grind. Like I fucking when I started making music, the fucking for some of the first CDs that I ever passed out was like burned CDs that I burned my goddamn self, and I fucking would take the stickers from UPS and fucking put them on top of the CD, write Reverie on it, and then fucking cut them out with the fucking razor blade, and fucking those were my some of my first fucking CDs that I ever passed out. Like, and now I'm fucking selling CDs all over the fucking world. You know what I mean? I fucking, when I'm touring in Europe, I sell out of my merch the fucking first 3 shows. Everything has just progressed. And the same thing with Europe. Like when I first went there, I think the first run that I did was like 4 or 5 shows or something. And now when I go out there, I'm out there for a month. And it's just been fucking crazy. And everyone wants like that overnight success, but it's not, nothing happens overnight. And the things that do happen overnight, usually 9 out of 10, 99 out of 100, they don't last. You know, like you can have that one hit, but it's like that's all you're ever gonna be. You know, I don't want to be that. I don't want to be that one hit wonder. I'm not that. I'm already not that. I've made hella classic songs, and they're just gonna keep going and going and going. And that's what I want to do with my career. So if anybody watching, you want to do something long term, put in the fucking work. You know, period. And you got to just experiment with your audience, figure out what your audience likes, figure out what you like, do something in the middle, you know, and just everyone has their own way of doing it, you know. I like to make good music. I like to be happy with what I put out. Some people do like fucking parody songs. Some people do fucking these cheesy skits. Whatever the fuck you want to do, there's no right or wrong. Like just because I think that's stupid doesn't mean it's not going to blow up or wouldn't work if I did it, you know, and it doesn't mean that I don't have respect for that person just because I want to live my career differently. Like I think people need to just do whatever the fuck you want to do. If you want to just make money and you don't give a fuck about the art and you don't give a fuck about the fans, you don't give a fuck about anything, well then fucking do that shit and fucking cheat all the corners and fucking do what's trending, do what's gonna get you views, do what's gonna get you paid. You know, like there's no wrong or right way to go about it. You know, but if you want to make art, if you're like me and you're an artist and you really enjoy making hip hop and you see it as a form of expression and you want to tell a story and just be in it for this fucking soul, I guess, then I mean just fucking put in the work how you want to do it. You know, it's the same thing. You do what you do. Whatever the fuck you want to do, you do that shit. Whatever route you want to go. Don't let anybody tell you it's wrong. Don't let anybody tell you it's not hip hop. Don't let anybody tell you it's not raw. Like, fuck being hip hop if you don't want to be hip hop. You know, like, it doesn't matter. Just do what you want to do in this life. That's how I live my life. I don't give a fuck about people telling me. People talk shit about my beats. People talk shit about my fashion. People talk shit about me speaking my mind and saying things like this. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna be me, you know, and I'm happy being me, and it's working being me, and it's amazing. So I wanted to just spread that love and liberation and just inspire people to do what the fuck they want to do. So one of the things that I got into is just my fashion. You know, ever since I was in high school, people love what I wear. They're like, "Where'd you get that? Where'd you get that shirt? Where'd you get those shoes?" And it's like the same thing now that I'm a grown ass woman. Like people love my style, and being an entertainer who is expressing myself through my fashion, that costs a lot of money. You know, like people don't even think about the fact that like I have to buy new clothes all the time, constant. It's constant fucking money. Every music video, every photo shoot, every time I take a picture with something, every time I go to a fucking anything, a party, whatever it is, like I can't be wearing the same shit all the time. I'm gonna look all busted. So you know, I always want to look fresh. Like I care about my image, I care about my fashion. It's more than just a look to me. Like it's a statement. It's my lifestyle. It's a representation of myself, you know. So I just had these two great fucking ideas. Number one, I started a clothing brand. It's called SATORI MOB. This is one of my new shirts. I haven't even released it. I have to take pictures in this today actually. This is a new garment that we just made. And also I also opened up a vintage boutique online because people like my streetwear, so I have my streetwear and shit. And then when people want to like actually wear what I was wearing in the music video, I now have that stuff available online, and everyone loves it. They're like, "Oh, where'd you get that shirt?" I'm like, "Check out my vintage store," you know. And so I've been also it's fucking doing really well. I've been shipping shit all over the world, multiple orders of multiple items. Like it's going really well. But yeah, so check it out. It's called reveriesbasement.com, and then my clothing line is satorimob.com. And the Satori one is the one that I'm primarily focused on, to be honest with you, because um I guess just because I like it more, really. Like, I do what the fuck I want to do, you know? And I'm just so obsessed with growing my streetwear brand because I grew up wearing streetwear brands, you know? Like, I couldn't afford it, so I would steal that shit. Like, when I was in high school, I was stealing, like, Baby Fat, like, what are those Nelly jeans called? The Apple Bottoms, I think? Apple Bottoms, Academics, Rockaware, like, all that shit. Like, I couldn't buy it, but so we would rack it and but we just wanted to look fresh, you know, and now I can afford it. Now I buy streetwear stuff. If you see me wearing it, don't worry, I bought it. But it's more exciting to be now creating my own brand, and like I really love my brand. I started making clothes. The first shirts that I ever pressed with my image on it, it was like in 2010. So it was 8 years ago. It's been a long road. Like it took me so long to develop a style and really understand what I wanted to do with it. For years, I was just putting like Reverie on it. And now my clothing line, it really means something. Like this is just it just says Reverie, but my clothing line is called Satori Mob. And what Satori means, it means a sudden enlightenment. And as the years have been passing, I've been coming up with these brand names, and they just never really went anywhere for copyright reasons, for the fact that I found out somebody else was using it, for the fact that I didn't really like initials of the letters, various reasons, and at first I wanted to make a clothing line that was just gonna be like kind of street and just like say shit like hustler or whatever, like fucking, like everybody else's streetwear brand. Like it's cool. Like I like the street, the urban life. I like this urban lifestyle that I live. And then one day I just realized, I was like, I'll never forget. I was high as fuck in fucking Hamburg, Germany. That's where I was. I was on the corner looking for I was meeting somebody to get a key. And then I just had this fucking crazy realization, and I was like, you know what it was? I was looking. I study everything. I study everything I see, every person I talk to, and I was like just there waiting across the street, and I started just studying all the symbols of all the brands, the buses passing by, and the ad on the brand, and then the Adidas logo on the billboard up here, and then like the fucking German right there wearing like this little weird brand I'd never seen, and like I was looking at my shoes. I always wear Nikes, so I was like looking at the Nikes on my feet, and I was like, damn, like this is gonna be what represents me forever, like until I blow this shit up and I sell this shit, but like it's gonna be a representation of myself, and it's gonna be something that people are seeing all the time. I'm gonna be wearing this symbol. So that's when I was looking at the logos. I was like, damn, so if I just make like a money sign logo, it's gonna be about money, like money's, of course, money's a lot. It means a lot in this life. But I decided that I wanted it to be something um more me, and I'm more than just money. I care about the world. I care about myself. I care about my family. I care about becoming enlightened and aware of myself and of my capabilities. And I like to spark um just different thoughts in people's minds, and stimulate just different thought patterns and different ideologies. And I just realized that I was like, whoa, like I'm not going in the right way. I don't want to walk around with money signs all over me, because I'm deeper than that. And not that there's anything wrong with just being about money, because of course, like I said, I love making money too. But I realized that that was not the message that I wanted to portray to the world. I'm all over the fucking globe now, and I wanted to do something a little more deep than that. So that's when I had that realization on the corner in Hamburg, Germany, and this is all in a matter of like 1 minute, okay? And I was like, oh shit, it's gonna be the yin yang. That's gonna be my logo. So I first started with that. But of course, everyone uses that. So then I now I have my own logo that I use on my stuff, and it looks like a yin yang, but it's just like it's actually only like one part of it. And so like what it symbolizes to me is like it's like this is like it's like the symbol is like the little bit of dark in the yin yang, and then like the rest is like light. Like there is no other part of it, which means to me that you can control how small you want the darkness in your life to be, and the opportunities to become enlightened and in love with life are endless. So that's what that means to me. Yeah. Sorry, I went off on a tangent, but I never really explained that on an interview or anything. So my name is Reverie. Once again, you can find me on Instagram, SoundCloud, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, everything. Just write Reverie Love in the search. You will find me. I promise. You could Google me, Reverie Love. My website, reverielove.com. My clothing line, once again, is SATORIMOB.com. You just Google me. I'm everywhere. I'm on Spotify, Tidal, Pandora, Apple Music, wherever the fuck you listen to music, I'm on there. Check me out. Shout out to UndergroundHipHopBlog.